Everlasting Love versus Evil with an I versus Evil. Evil. There you go. So Fanny is gonna be banned here on the other side. Come on, Jace.
I don't know what you're segueing into that.
I'm just stating here, Evil versus Evil.
No, it's
There you
not.
go. Evil with an I versus Evil. There you go.
Yeah, now you know my confusion, right? That's why for the past two series, for the past few games, I'm in trying my best not to say evil because, like I said, I'm not the brightest kid. I'm not the smartest kid in the room.
Evil with an
Yeah,
I.
my brother is always smarter than me.
Oh, there you go. I know you're smart, Jay. You're one of the
No,
best analysts.
buggy you.
Buggy you.
Throws back compliment. But
There you
anyways,
go.
let's
Chip.
talk about the draft right here. Carrot actually bans away the chip,
Yep.
bans away the phobias. They recognize the power of Willy on that phobias because he actually can play that phobias really well. So I like it. Everlasting Love on the other hand, coach number user 2791827364 bans away the Fanny and the Joy, prioritizing a lot of these assassin picks. And now it feels like they're gonna choke out all the assassins that Vincent is potentially using.
Speaking of assassins, Fanny now has been banned. Lucas has been banned. Okay, there's been taken away this one for now.
Play it safe.
Of course, for me, still gonna be an OP. It's just the case that they have been outplayed by Team Flash in that sense. But here, speaking of which, Kimi is pretty much open still at this moment.
Yeah, definitely, right? Usually it's a red side ban, but there's also the Mathilda that's also wide open.
Correct. Yes. Correct.
We're also looking at powerful. Oh, actually, they banned away the Moskov, so now
Matilda.
a lot of things are wide open, like the Mathilda, the
Kalea,
Kimis,
yeah.
the Kalia as well, and
There you go,
Evil.
okay.
Right here, prioritizing the Kalia. What's with the Kalia first picks? I personally always favor Kimi first pick because you can always bring her anywhere. But maybe because people are starting to realize how to counter the Kimi. You've seen it before. The likes of the Hylos to run it down, the likes of the Leomord to run it down, the likes of the Freya to run it down as well. Oops, did I give up a lot of ideas for coach number? User number 2791827364 I'm gonna be able to memorize this after a while.
Everlasting Love. So as you mentioned, so many heroes that are opening into their favor here. So Kimi can be one here. Are they going to go? Okay, instead it's Zushin. They have been securing at this moment in time. Got to catch out. Okay,
Okay, Juicing
Very
and
safe.
Gatakasha, very safe openings.
very safe.
And
opening.
also potentially good tools against that Kimi. So Evil right here, do they go for the Kimi, but they're going to prioritize onto the Suyo first. One of the mainstays in terms of assassins, albeit nerfed just slightly, but the power of the Suyo being popping off at level 3, super fast paced gameplay is something that a lot of teams identifies and they want to bring it on board. Harif, they pick from the side of Evil, going into the hands of Ven this time. Ven can play the Harif really well. We saw that yesterday against RSG.
Yeah, his Moskov also is to be noted for, but in this game it's banned here. So Art has been out, but I'm really surprised Kimi has not been really secured as early as the first first phase of our picks here. But now it is going to be Everlasting Love having the Zushin. Kimi, would you consider going into the gold lane against Harith? Kimi against Harith. I haven't seen that kind of matchup, but the DPS damage coming in from Kimi, I'm not sure if can still be at par with how Harith can poke.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Kimi doesn't do really well, in my opinion,
Okay.
against the Harif. Instead, they're going to go for the Grandeur.
Okay.
Someone who can poke from a longer range, someone who has a better mobility because every time you land the shots on the Rhapsody, you actually refresh it in terms of the dashes, and you have a longer range at the very least, right? And you have more damage, albeit busty damage, right? You're not something of a DPS, whereas Harry deals well, wants to do burst damage. And now we take a look at the bans. We're looking at the bans onto that Luoyu. Pretty nice. So I'm agreeing with what Coach Number is going for. Coach Carrot takes away the Freya, afraid of the cheese that Everlasting Love potentially can pull.
Oh, wow. Okay, Hylos is pretty much open here as well. We can see also the Badang being opened up. We can have a great synergy with the Garakacha. For the Harriet, though, so mobility-wise, I think on the other side, Team Evil here has the advantage. I think they can have a pick of comp if they want to, especially with the Clea being locked in. Oh, there you go. The Hylos been banned right now. On the other side, Team Evil on the other side here, they still need some control here. So I think Clea will not be enough. They need the secondary here who can hold when it comes to a team fight.
Yeah, definitely right. Kalia, you basically want to pull somebody in, and after that, you want to just jump onto him. That's basically the role of the Kalia. in this kind of matchup. Like, and you're right, like maybe another secondary stun after the follow up coming up from clear. You catch somebody, you want to really try to lock him down, burst this person. So this becomes Team Evil becomes more of like a pick composition, and this is kind of weird because usually you expect Team Evil going for more of a team clash, team fight composition, right? But now they're going to go for more picks, and now that's a very interesting ban. Banning away the CC when there's no high loss in tow, that means that they're actually looking for more, for example, more tanky EXP laners. Like, for example, Glue perhaps. And what else that's more tanky in the EXP lane? Hilda?
So, Hilda can, Hilda can be one as well. So they need someone to absorb the damage here into their side as well here. But when it comes to crowd control though, for the side of Everlasting Love, they need to follow up here from the Kacha as well. Badang is pretty much open. I think Badang is a pretty good pick here for the side of Everlasting Love.
I definitely agree with you. Just take the Badang right here. If not, Evo is going to snap pick that right away because the Badang actually works really well. It combos really well. Gato Kasha combos really well. Juicing, but no, the Mathilda, okay. It seems like Everlasting Love, they're going to go for a more safer route, right?
Okay, so now they do have the mobility into their favor here, and Sweet Escape as well, especially with the pick-off composition coming in from Team Evil. So I can see that one. So on the other side, though, since they have the Matilda, okay, I don't know if this is gonna be EXP Baksha. You think so?
Baksha? I think it's more for Everlasting Love. The Baksha works wonders against Kalia and also the Harith because of their shields and regen from the Kalia. But now Evil here. Okay, they're not gonna go for the Badang. Well, they can definitely go for a Glue instead. Yep, they went for the Glue for here, and then Navara. Pretty interesting. They're gonna go for picks. Like what I mentioned, this is really out of Evil's MO. Usually you expect them to basically go for these kind of clash composition. They're really emphasizing, you know what? This is a different Team Evil every season.
Yes,
new season, new me. Basically, that's what they're saying. They're gonna go for the Navara for the long range poke. Team Evil, on the other hand, there's still decent pokes coming out, but they need to dive. There's a very heavy dive composition, and this dive, with the help of the Mathilda, is a very safe form of dive. You can pull anybody out, especially the Juicin. You reposition the Juicin with the ultimate, man. Imagine the Juicin flying around in without... basically, this Juicin go in with ultimate without a flicker. Right? And now to end up, we have a Leomord coming out from Everlasting Love. There's something that we've been expecting, albeit one of the ingredients not there, being banned away by a carrot on the form of Freya.
Okay, that is going to be a jungler Leomord we're going to expect here. EXP got a Kacha and Rome here Matilda right now for the side of Everlasting Love. So this is now your potential damage dealer, especially going to the backlines. But with the same, let's just say Tsunami Slam has been committed here. You have the guiding wind. So make sure that Matilda is really in the vicinity whenever those pick-up strategy has been used.
Yeah, definitely, right? Matilda is a massive... It feels like is shaping up to a massive counter against Kalia, right? Tsunami Slam all the way. You just press on the button. You don't even need to burn the Purify. Purify is definitely one of the good tools, right? You pull one person back, and now your Tsunami Slam is worthless. Don't forget, Team Evil is on a pick composition, right? This is a dive composition at Everlasting Love. If Evil picks somebody up, Everlasting Love, it can either save or kind of dive with him.
Actually, the Purifies here, we're seeing now Jays on Everlasting Love. This is how they're respecting the Kalea. Not only the Kalea, of course, we have also the lockdown coming in from the just in case with his Slam. So there we go. Everlasting Love right now with Leomord once again to their roster. There's going to be an interesting battle between Team Evil and Everlasting Love.
Definitely, right? Now, we talk about the pokes, right? Ven and the Guns Akashi. Usually, yes, the Harith should fare... no, it's actually more of a skill matchup. Ven needs to be able to sidestep Akashi's Rhapsody. Akashi needs to dash out of Van's Fission.
Yeah. But both usually for me, Harith has been priority on the gold lane just because of his harassment in the early stage of the game. With that Salmon Force as well, it's going to be easy for him to dive and to actually go for a kill here. But speaking of aggressiveness here, Vincent is now level 3. We're still not seeing some aggressiveness except for Fake QT.
Fake QT though, level 4 on that Leomord does have the Bar Bill but wants to basically save it for the turtle fights right now.
Okay, there you go. Akashi trying to go for the bait here against Van, and Kyushu is in the vicinity here, trying to go back away this time around. So no action yet we're expecting here, but once you have a Suyo, usually we go very aggressive here, Jay. So level 4 already, Vincent here, Sayla was also can have pop up that burst damage on the Varia on the back lines. But so far, all is trying to hack her down here until this turtle is available in the pit.
Yeah, turtle is being spawned right now, spawning on the top side around the EXP lane, of course. Fake Cutie main wants to go for it, but look at how Evo literally blitz it down. Fake Cutie going on the chase.
Oh, this is going to be now Fate QT going to go for an all-outs, but they could not chase very much there. Sus Bomba backs away, Gear with a stun. Will is here as well to go for a reinforced defense. No casualties there, but the ultimate coming in from the side here of Gear. His overcommitment on that situation gonna cost his life.
Yeah, Willie picking up the first blood right here. You can see what Gear wants to do, right? Basically, he's trying to drag I think that was the Sus Bomba all the way back into the vicinity of his team. But Team Evo, unfortunately, the timing was a little bit bad. Everlasting Love just drags Gear down to hell.
Okay, actually Akashi is kind of winning this lane here against the side of Van, and now going to be very aggressive here in the bot side as well. So far we've seen that sequence, right? They had the Barbell there. Actually, Leo Moore just trying to rush through, but I do love the blitz coming in from Team Evil, going to back off and then going in for the right moment to go for the counter punch.
Yeah, but then again, Evil losing one member there may not be a good idea, because now you get first blood over. Now your turtle's advantage is nullified, right? Just take a look at the gold lead. Everlasting Love is ahead.
But the irritation's coming in from Gear here once more. So we've seen him overcommitting in that situation, right? The slows are up, then there you go, the follow-up with a Tsunami Slam, and that's the burst we've been looking for. The counter punch coming in from Everlasting Love. It is going to be powerful here, holding his ground. Look at that sustain here, and on the back lines though, AOG, that's a pretty good counter here against the ultimate coming in from the side of Gear, and Everlasting Love once again wins the team fight.
That is a very interesting interaction.
Yes.
I've never seen that before, right?
Correct.
Your glue possessing Willy right there. Gato Kacho uses the AOG, brings the glue back into base, back into the turret, and actually forces Gear off of him. That's actually something I learned. I'm 2 years old learning this
It
one.
feels like a Tsunami Slam. But on the other side, man. But Everlasting Love right now is in the turtle pit. And Team Evil is pretty much ready here. There's going to be Kier once again. A certain vehicle has been used. Great stun against Vincent. Vincent will be the target here. There's going to be Fate Cutie securing the turtle once again. Tsunami Slam here, but no follow-up whatsoever coming in from side of Team Evil. It is now going to be a kill once more. Advantage here for Everlasting Love.
Yeah, Fake Cutie feels like he's very comfortable on the Leomore. Not only just that, he's also very comfortable on maybe perhaps other fighter jungles. Maybe you can start putting Fake Cutie on maybe perhaps Xbox jungle instead, right? Because if you notice his assassin gameplay, like your Lucas, not exactly ideal, but once you give him like the Barbell, he's all of a sudden he becomes very scary.
As expected, Jays, this Everlasting Love, they love to have this heavy aggression in the early stage of game. Now the question is, can they control, can they maintain, because this is a momentum-based team as well. Team Evil, this is Team Evil they're facing. Team Evil is also having a good macro hit. They know their a power spike, and at this moment here, Everlasting Love so far is outplaying them when it comes to damage department as well as the sustain.
Yeah, map control wise as well, Everlasting Love is winning, right? You can see how Everlasting Love is a lot more confident stepping around the map. Not only just the fact that they have the damage in terms of the Kashi and also Fake Cutie. Willy actually pick up 2 kills. They also have the safety net from Kyushu as the Mathilda, and that's the reason why Mathilda is almost 100% permaban in MPL Singapore.
The shields, the heals, the mobility with the guiding wind. And so far, Team Evil is trying to rotate here into the mid. I've seen how Gear right now is non-stop rotating here. Just not staying on the lane. This time around, he really knows that his target will be on the back lines. But so far, again, they have to take note that Everlasting Love is pretty much ready for them.
Yep. Navara, that's the Astro Echo revealing the members. I want to see more fights coming out from Team Evil. Like I said, It's very weird coming out from Team EVL to switch their MO so drastically in between seasons, and it feels like they're not prepared for this kind of pick composition.
Oh, Gear again, feeling the heat there. Everlasting Love with so much poke, so much damage. Now clearing the waves in the mid, transitioning here, the turtle takedown. I don't think Team EVL could be able to contest this.
Not at all. Team EVL doesn't really. I don't think they can actually fare it.
What?
What?
Huh? Okay.
Wow.
I was kinda
Wow.
worried
That would be a massive mistake from the side of Everlasting Love. But however, Team EVL will be able to crack open bottom side. I think Team EVL realized that, hey, you know what? We cannot team fight into this dive composition. We need to play it route. We need to try to split.
Yeah, I think that was a good trade for Team EVL. At least it opens up their bottom lane here. But so far, Everlasting Love, this is now where the time we're in. Will they be able to maintain this aggressiveness here? Because Team EVL is now playing it safe here. They're not forcing any team fights. It should be Everlasting Love to find those openings, to find those pick-off composition. On the top side though, their turret is almost going to break down as well. But so far, Everlasting Love kind of passive at this point.
Yeah, Everlasting Love feels like, you know what, they're trying it's actually not the fact that Everlasting Love is passive. They're reacting to Team EVL playing very safe. If you notice, it's very hard to gang right into Team EVL because they've got powerful on the Kalia to Tsunami Slam to disengage. There's also the glue to force them to disengage. Van can always dash away. It's very hard to catch anybody.
Speaking of catch, this is now going to be Barbil coming in from Fate QT, trying to go for the damage here, dragged by Sus Bomba, but not enough damage at this moment in time. Now the pokes coming in the middle lane, trying to concentrate their firepower on the top side. This time around, the dive continues, gets Vincent in favor for the side of Everlasting Love. Gear is here as well, trying to fend off enemies here, but they're not stopping. Everlasting Love goes for the double here under Fate Cutie's name.
Yeah, Fake Cutie is definitely going to continue on chasing the Barbiel, being summoned once again, spinning around and powerful. Man, there's no way that Team EVL will respawn. Fake Cutie is a monster on this Leomord.
And now this is going to be Ven. Summon Force is no more here. He's out of position, outnumbered, and he is down as well. Oh, with a bonus coming in from Sayla there.
Yeah, one snipe though, but then again, the damage from the side of Everlasting Love is done. Ven and also Vincent, especially Vincent, is really down to the count because Leomord has successfully scaled like tomorrow. It feels like Everlasting Love really thrives on these dive comps, these scaling comps.
I agree. I think they love this kind of composition here, especially with the Kyushu's guiding wind. They feel very safe in doing those kind of strategies here. Now the Lord is pretty much open here. Everlasting Love has the control across around this pit, and they are a 5-man here trying to go for a blitz though.
Have to check whether they basically rush it down. Powerful going around the sides. Susbomba zoning out with that one. Novara, that's the Etro Echo. They're looking for a pickup right here. EVL will need to try to force it.
Oh, they're forcing indeed. And look at the damage once again. Who will take the load? Oh, that's a beautiful Tsunami Slam. They cannot take that Lord. And that's a steal for Team EVL. They're going to push through once again. Fate QT managed to survive. But the Tsunami Slams was the saving grace in that exchange.
Yes, definitely. Very powerful, setting up really well. Ven as well. Starting to pick up the items. Is already starting to hurt. Everlasting Love definitely get punished around the Lord Pip, and giving EVL some breathing room is massive for the side of Team EVL.
Oh, Summon Force, that's a beautiful lay down there on that ultimate, and now this is going to be Fate QT left alone, trying to back away, but Ven is here with Fission. He's got the double in that situation as well.
Yeah, Ven on this Harif is massive already. He's finally scaled and he's able to fight against Fate QT. What a turn of destiny! What a turn of fate!
Oh man, the Lord is still pushing through in the top side without free members here for the side of Everlasting Love. Team EVL controlling the game now. And this is very wary here for the side of Everlasting Love. Will they be able to defend this outer turret? No, they are going to defend the inhibitor turrets this time around.
Yep. Now it seems like EVL is bringing the fight all the way back to Everlasting Love. They hunkered down sufficiently. Look at the gold lead. It's actually in the favor of Team EVL already. With a couple of bad team fights, Everlasting Love is losing ground.
They're really losing ground here, and Team EVL calls for a retreat, successfully taking down outer charts already here against Everlasting Love. They're not going away. Are they going to pressure more the side of here of Everlasting Love?
Yeah, they're continuously poking.
Oh, there you go. That's going to be a Zaman Force here. AOG from Willie has been committed here. Back and forth, back and forth. The Barbell has been committed here. And now there's going to be Powerful left alone. Everlasting Love. Still a 5-man defense. Successfully fending off Team Evil.
Yeah, and right now EVL definitely overstate the welcome right there. Right there, stomping on the welcome sign of the carpet and making it dirty. Everlasting Love cannot have enough of it. They're gonna try to push, and it all starts with this: a bit of overcoming for the side of Team Evil. Right, they're trying to use the Zaman Force to try to break open the top side turret, but ultimately got punished. Akashi is outputting the damage. AOG making sure they stay there, and once the burst damage is committed by the side of Everlasting Love, Fake Cutie makes it easy to play this Leomord, and after that starts swinging his sword around.
The sustain is there as well. Revitalized plus the shields coming in from Matilda. It's really difficult to pierce through against Everlasting Love. But so far as what we are seeing right now in the game, Outer Hearts is done here for Everlasting Love. The map control favoring Team Evil here at this moment in time. So far, Fate QT has been taken down once only. So the scaling that we are seeing here is going to be more into Akashi on that Granger. So on the other side here, you know, there's a timer that we are seeing here for Team Evil.
Yeah, definitely, right? In terms of the timer, you're looking at the juicing. Once he starts picking up, okay, I thought I was going for a Holy Crystal. It seems like you're going to settle for a Blood Wings instead. That's going to allow Sus Bomba to be sustained even more in terms of damage, and also the shield provided by the passive so that he can re-engage just in case if necessary, and it suits well with the passive. And now it seems like it's going to be a fight. Kyushu engages.
Oh, there's going to be a circling eagle there. Remember, Fate Cutie doesn't have the retribution. Same thing as Vincent as well. So the Lord Dance we are going to expect here from both teams.
Right now, you dance around the Pokecom, right? Sorry, not the Pickcom, it's a Pokecom coming out from the side of Sailor. The longer you last, the longer they dance around this, Sailor is going to poke you alive. They're trying to land it, but Sailor couldn't find the hits and the targets. I want to see more cross-map play coming out from Team Evil. Team Evil doesn't really do this as often as I thought coming out from Team Flash, and now I feel like they're paying for it, right? Everlasting Love is more than happy to basically dance with you because they do have the damage, and right now, especially when they've already equalized in terms of the gold lead.
True, because Team Evil has the advantage already here when it comes to map control. They could pressure the top, they could pressure the bottom here, at least taking away the attention of Everlasting Love to be a 5-man into the Lord Pit. But we are not seeing here Jays right now. So far, the top side here should be the priority here for Team Evil if they want to commit into this Lord Dance.
Yeah, Everlasting Love is not pulling the trigger as of yet. I think they're waiting for Team Evil to engage, make a mistake. But don't forget, Team Evil would not actually engage because they can't engage in unless they do something like this.
Okay, Powerful going to initiate Flicker, and then it is a miss when it comes to the Tsunami Slam. This is going to be a reinforcement here on the flanks coming in with the Circling Eagle gear popping up, of course, the split right now. Everlasting Love trying to go for a brawl with Wheelie, going in with an AOG, and Team Evil backs away. So many resources has been expended in that switch exchange.
Yeah, battle spells all across the count. I can count 1, 2, 3. 3 battle spells already committed by the side of Team Evil. If they want to try to contest this Lord, they have to do it now. Vincent is trying to make some creative movements, but getting stopped by Willie.
Okay, Fate Cutie is going to secure this Lord right now. Look at this flanking maneuver coming from Van with the Zaman Force, but where's the reinforcement? He's left alone in that situation. The rest of Team Evil is just so far out.
That would have been a very good maneuver from Ven if the fact that Team Evil actually continues on with the team fight, and Everlasting Love is just literally waiting for Team Evil to make the mistake for them to overextend, and that's what happens. If Ven overextends, this is what happens.
Oh man, this is just difficult if you are on the side of Team Evil. You have a laning push, the lane has been pushed here on the bot side. He could take advantage of it actually there, and I thought the side of Van is going to go for a split push. Well, they go for a flanking maneuver. Unfortunately, Team Evil was not there to follow up. Now the Lord is pushing through here on the top side. Will they be able to defend?
Yeah, top side. It's definitely very hard to defend this unless Team Evil was able to make a miracle play. This Astro Echo maybe can do something, but then again, that's not a massive ultimate. It's really hard for them to defend because of how close range Team Evil is, unless Vincent can do something like that.
Yeah, there's going to be a split push here coming in from Vincent. But here, they are going to delay the side here of Everlasting Love. Luckily, it is going to be Fate here. Just managed to recall back And with this Lord now expanded, a 3 versus make it 2 versus 5 situation. Everlasting Love just outplayed Team Evil in that sequence, and Willie will be taken out. But then again, inhibitor chart is gone in this situation. That was very chaotic there, and almost that backdoor did not pay off.
I mean, Vincent tried to cosplay Hades or something, because I think I see why you have to do it. It's the best of both worlds, right? You hope to try to pull Everlasting Love all the way back, but then again you lose ground. You lag the damage coming up because you don't really have the physical damage to basically make a difference. And now Van has to burn the flicker and try to get out. But at the very least, that sacrifice play coming out from Evil still holds. They're still in the game for now.
Yeah, this is still anyone's game indeed. Top inhibitor turret gone for Team Evil. Bottom inhibitor turret gone for Everlasting Love. Both teams trying to outplay one another here in this scenario. But so far, Team Evil, again, without Vincent in that vicinity, we have seen Ven stepping up when it comes to the damage. I think Ven is the threat here for Team Evil. On the other side, Everlasting Love, there's so many things for them when it comes to sustain. So Kyushu is really doing the defense.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, even though that looks like a very bad play from Team Evil, but at the very least, that could potentially be the final nail in the coffin for the side of Team Evil by Everlasting Love. But they need to put out a sacrifice just for that. Yeah, technically speaking, there's nothing left to lose for Team Evil, but then again, at the very least, it can extend the game just a little bit more. But now you start to see Everlasting Love once again. This is their weakness, right? This, all of a sudden, base play, and the first time I see using Conceal play to basically get out of there instead of ambushing in a person.
Defensive, yeah, correct. Defensive Conceal indeed. So it has been used here by Team Evil. Again, we have seen the lane pushes here on the bot side. This could be a perfect opportunity here actually for Team Evil to go for the Glory Dance, but unfortunately their positioning here is not cohesive for now. It is actually Everlasting Love going to start this Lord Dance.
Yeah, I missed Team Evil yesterday, right? Like the one that basically dominates against RSG. That's the kind of Team Evil we're expecting. But against Everlasting Love, it seems like they're not following that MO.
This is a numbers advantage here for Everlasting Love. I don't know if they spotted Sayla there on the top side. They could go for a blitz here and take this Lord takedown.
Certainly Ego is already committed as well, Deadeye. And now you see Everlasting Love. I think they're baiting it out, but they're not too sure where the Novara is. But whether the Novara actually brings up value here, it's kind of weird. And personally, if I'm Everlasting Love, if I don't see any Astro Meteors, Astro Shots, I know Sayla is not there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's going to be a double stun here coming from Gear. Follow up in the back lines. Look at the bombardment coming in from Sayla. Summon Force has been used as well. There's so many ultimates here. It's been expended. Plus, the side of Powerful here. No initiations right now coming in from Team Evil. They do have still the Flicker available.
Yeah, right now, Everlasting Love looking for Vincent right there and around the mid lane, but managed to wave clear everything that Vincent is trying to do. It goes to naught, and the worst part is Everlasting Love. The Lord is actually spawning on the weak side, right? Yeah. So Everlasting Love does have a lot of advantage compared to Evil. Evil need to wave clear even harder up top because it's an open wave.
Oh, unfortunately, the blitz is not there. Vincent going to go for a flanking maneuver. Follow up here by Gear and Summon Force in the back lines as well. Van secures the kill. And now the rest of Everlasting Love trying to back away, trying to actually reinforce the team fight here. The Battle Bill has been committed. 2 down for Everlasting Love. Vincent going in for the kill here in the mid. And the rest here, Everlasting Love going to go for a recall back. Oh, will they be able to reach Vincent though? Van is here, the rest of Team Evil as well, and this is just an outplay coming in from Team Evil.
Yeah, Team Evil finally did something, right? Like what I said, they're finally being able to use their poke composition to whittle down Everlasting Love bit by bit. The key of victories for the side of Team Evil right here is for Sayla to basically land those shots like that, to basically poke down Team Everlasting Love over and over again. Now Everlasting Love, Fake Cutie was the one that got hit so hard right there he couldn't get up. And because of that, if you notice, Evil the communication is a little bit funny as well, right? At the same time, we're trying to poke. At the same time, we're trying to put some pressure in terms of the macro. And at the very least, you can see some adaptations coming out of Team Evil. And don't forget, this is actually a very powerful Lord that's marching down the mid lane.
Yes. Now, without the inhibitor turret here in the middle lane, this is going to be a great advantage here for the side of Team Evil. Everlasting Love must be very ready here for the siege upcoming. Look at Vincent. He's in the front line. He's not afraid because of the saves here. Oh, the summon force. But that was the burst. Ven is gone. And now Powerful will be the second one at the chopping block. And he will die as well. 2-man down for Team Evil. This is again a Cecil battle we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a bit of a back and forth, a cha-cha that we're watching between these two teams. Even though Evil was able to crack open the mid lane, Everlasting Love still comes back. The wave clear coming out from Fake Cutie, Sus Bomba, to a certain extent Akashi as well. Yeah, these are very strong wave killers. To take a look at this replay right here, how it actually went down, because Akashi all the way in the background, and Ven, I think, overcommitted right there, taking a lot of damage from the turret, taking a lot of damage from Kyushu, allowing Fake Cutie to just proc the passive over and over again. Once Ven and Powerful goes down, there's not a lot of damage, and now we're fighting on the base of Team Evil.
Oh no, this is now Team Evil on the defense. Remember, 5 seconds until Van will respawn, and again, we are back into a similar situation here. 2 inhibitor turrets gone for the side of Team Evil. Now the next priority lane here for Everlasting Love will be at the bottom.
Yeah, look, let's take a look at the item check right here. Almost full items for everybody. You are starting to also see that Harry buying the Magic Lantern. He's always doing a lot of damage against Gadakacha. He needs more DPS against percentage HP, but maybe he needs more survivability instead, in my opinion. The Winter Crown, the Immortality, because he's overextending way too much. If he dies, the whole Team Evil crumbles. There's nobody that could actually do enough damage against the roster of Everlasting Love. But if you look at Everlasting Love, they don't really care about magic resist. They all care about offense. So much damage items coming out from the side of Everlasting Love.
Yeah, just because, of course, they have Kyushu here, they have the Matilda, it's going to be easy for them to escape in that situation. So now, offensive items is really their priority here. Now there is going to be another Lord that we are seeing here. This is just insane, Jace.
Yeah, both teams need this Lord, right? This Lord will be able to dictate who's going to be able to win. That's the winning right here from the side of both these two teams. Whoever takes this Lord will be able to dictate the pacing of the fight, but they also have to make sure that they don't over-invest. Look at Everlasting Love right here. Maybe they're over-investing just a little bit for this Lord.
Yeah, certain Eagle Sun and 2 flicker in. Oh, Powerful. What was that? And now it's going to be Fate Cutie securing this Lord, and the rest here of Everlasting Love trying to back away from the Summon Force. But no! Fate Cutie decides to go all in, goes for the Winter's Crown. It is going to be now Powerful going to be taken down. This is a disaster here for Team Evil, and Fate Cutie is still surviving that immortality, but the poke is there for Sayla. Secures the kill. Willie goes down. Immortality pops up once again, and Gear is here, still going to go for the split. It's not going to be enough for them to still continue here. Akashi with a poke. Ven is here trying to run away. Oh, this is just insane. 2-man down here. Gear will fall. That's a stun on 2. What a stun coming in from Kyushu. And now a double here once again for Everlasting Love. Sayla, Vincent left alone to defend.
Then I burn me your eye because I don't know what I'm watching. Everlasting Love.
What?
I don't know what I'm watching, ladies and gents. Evil and Everlasting Love is just literally throwing themselves at the body, but the Lord is the true MVP right here, because they're actually doing a lot of damage against Evil, and now the Lord is actually clicking, and Everlasting Love is going to end the game right here. Such the auto attack. What? Deals the killing blow onto Evil's base. Your brain's broken?
My brain is not braining.
Your brain's not braining?
The Lord, do you see the Lord hitting Vincent?
Exactly. Exactly. So, like, it's like both teams are commenting as much as they can, and it's just so crazy. And you can sense a desperation from Team Evil to make things work. Van is trying to stay there for the fight, but then again, this is a Novara that we're talking about. There's a long cooldown in between her damage, and after that, there's also the fact that you need to land that damage as well.
I'm speechless.
Speechless? But you're still talking.
I know.
You're paid to talk.
I'm paid to talk.
How can you be speechless when you're paid to talk? Okay, let me help you talk.
Wow, I mean, I didn't expect that kind of switch in that sense. I thought Team Evil could really take that game. No kidding.
Okay.
No kidding. But Leomord is having a ton of
Leomord is something, right?
Leomord is something, man.
I feel like right now you need to ban Fake Cutie's Leomord because he's actually really good on that one. So he's not really comfortable in other assassins. I think right now, if you coach numbers, you really put him on other as fighter junglers as well. Like what I even mentioned, like the Xborg. Even no Lucas. Okay, Lucas doesn't work for him. Technically, Lucas is like an assassin. Even down to an alpha or something.
Alpha, yeah.
Something that could basically sustain and hold the line as well, and also do AOE damage. That's why I'm thinking Xborg also fits his bill. But then again, I think that last sequence was really messy. So let me break it down for you. Right, the Lord fight was beautiful. It was them trying to outpoke each other. And remember, I was saying that, hey, you know what? You have to watch out just in case if everlasting love actually overstays the welcome. They did. That's where Event strikes. But then Evil basically is running on fumes, nearing the end. And when the Lord start coming out, that Lord does a lot of damage as well. They forgot about it and they got punished.
They have no time as well
Yeah.
to escape in that situation
Yep.
because Kyushu also on the Matilda gets into them with the stun on 2. That was incredible. It's really not easy for them to escape in this
It
situation.
is not. But at the very least, I think the call for retreat needs to be done earlier because you know that the Lord is already given out. You have to play base defense. Just go back and rest. Because, yes, I know the enemy is a little bit weak right now, but maybe you also go back and reset.
We've seen also the kind of sequences on that match that the macro plays was really not the priority. We've seen the Lord Dance, Turtle Dance, Team Fight 5v5. That was the main options for both teams here, Team Evil and Everlasting Love. But in the end, we've seen how powerful that a Matilda is when it comes to sustain. As you have mentioned, right, the priority items here is all offense here for the side of Everlasting Love because they are confident that it's going to be Kyushu there anytime to save them.
Yeah, and it's pretty annoying, right? Remember at the start of the draft, I was talking about how Matilda may be building up to be a counter for Kalia. Whatever powerful picks, Kyushu can easily pull the person back. And you're using an ultimate in the trade of a passive. Don't forget, remember what I was talking about. It seems like if Matilda is going to be able to do that, you need a secondary lockdown. I was expecting something like a Badang, something like a or something else, right? Like to lock down whoever pulls down powerful. Heck, even a Jawhead. Being Jawhead for gear actually works as well because or even the Lapu, your bravest warrior, the stun at the same time because you need somebody to be able to instant stun the person that powerful drags.
But it's as the sequence that we have seen, it's enough actually for the Leomord to do that thing. He's on the front liner there and really is there to have the saving grace or to go for the follow-up with that AOG. But on the other side, we've seen, of course, the split pushes. There's a sacrifice coming in from Vincent on the bot side as well, taking down inhibitor turrets. They had equalized the game as well. But Team Everlasting Love is pretty much ready. And I think they had the kit in them when it comes to a 5v5 brawl. But Sayla, his damage on this Novaria is insane as well. But it's not enough for them to really secure major team fights.
Yeah, and I feel like personally, the Novaria is kind of weird in this matchup because I feel like there's definitely other better slots. Better slot the mage in this one. The Novaria, like once again, it's just not enough damage, not enough like consistent burst damage, right? Remember we're expecting more, maybe even an Aurora or something, or even maybe a Farsa or something that could actually work even better. Heck, even the Kagura works here, which is something that Sailor is so comfortable in back in the days. But now, even if we're talking about cheese picks, maybe it's time to show you Kagura.
Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to that one. But Team Evil, again, lost this series against the challenger team. That is going to be Everlasting Love.
With that said, let's take a look at the MVP for this particular game. It's going to go into Fake Cutie on this Leomord. My man is actually just going in and just demolishing everybody in terms of damage, just proccing his passive over and over again. But of course, that's the problem. We've always seen Fake Cutie in terms of his positioning as an assassin. It's not that. But hopefully this MVP, just goes to show that and highlights that, hey, he's scary on this Leomord.
Yeah, we've been highlighting as well that when it comes to a jungle hero, Assassins was really the meta here. But there are some players that could really shine on the fight or jungle role. And one you're seeing right now on your screen is Fate QT. Really enabled the Leomord in this series. Actually, this is Leomord hero is one of the cheesy picks we are now seeing here in day 2 of our challenger team matches. That is just incredible. And how right now I'm seeing, Jays, the challenger teams can really be at par with the MPL SG teams.